Good morning. Thank you for joining us with a few moments with the mayor. And I'm so privileged and delighted this morning to have Superintendent Shannon to join me because we want to talk about taxes. I know that some of you have even called and said to me, what about my taxes? And so we have some news for you. We want to be on the same page. We want to all have kind of the same expectations and want to know what for you to expect, what for you to be looking for, because we don't have a whole lot of really good ways to communicate with all of you. So hopefully this is a beginning and will work. But we've got some really good news from our school board, and I want to ask Superintendent Christian to talk to you about that.
Mayor, proud to be here with you this morning. Good morning, Bremen. This was a really good opportunity, an idea by the mayor for us to fill the gap, so to speak, of communication, and thank you all for your patience. We've heard you. We've been in communication with not only the city of Bremen, but also our other partners who are taxing entities in Haralson County, and it's a difficult time right now and a lot of unknowns, but our board is working diligently to get the very best information for you so that we can fund our school system, which is the primary function of the Board of Education, but also do it as fair as possible. And our board has a history of being very financially responsible with the funds of the community, maintaining a millage rate that's far below the state average. So that's what they intend to continue to do, is to be very frugal. And I can't tell you quite yet what the millage rate number will be, but my board has allowed me to share with you that we will be lowering the millage rate by at least $1 mill, and more information coming soon on that. And Mayor, if you're okay with me sharing, we've also that we've also been in communications with
Love for you to share that.
with
yes.
the city about the possible implications of a tax shift exemption for our senior community. We're very cognizant of the fact that these are trying times. All of our bills are higher than they have been, and so we're looking to see. We had a very good conversation last week with some of the best math minds over at the city and some of ours here in the school system, and just to explore what it could look like if we offered something of a tax exemption to our seniors here in Bremen.
And I think we have to understand that that's not a fast process. Sometimes we think, oh, we make this decision, so it's going to happen in 2 weeks. When the board makes this decision, then it has to be voted on, but then it has to go before the state legislature. Then it has to be enacted. Is that right?
That's correct. And our board, we appreciate the opportunity to have some input into the conversation. But in reality, this is not a board decision. This is a decision that's made by the taxpayers. Mm-hmm. And so for you as taxpayers to be informed about what an exemption or a tax shift would mean for you individually and for your neighbors and for your loved ones, then we feel like we owe it to you to get together and at least come up with a really good plan for that. And so that's what we're intent to do.
The word exempt, I think we've all interpreted it sometimes as meaning that it goes away. And what happens truly in a tax exemption is that it may go away for one group of people, but the same bills get shifted to another group of people. And one of the things we want to be very careful about, I'm just going to say out loud, some of our wealthiest people are over 65. And they want to pay taxes. So we're trying to look for a unique formula that will give our seniors that are having difficulty paying their taxes a really good tax break, while at the same time protecting our younger families who would be absorbing those bills, who are already maxed to the hilt with their debt. And we don't want to do that to our grandchildren and our children. So we're looking for a way to balance all of that and make it good for everybody and make our school taxes such that people don't have to worry about affording to live in Bremen,
That's right.
because of school
That's right.
taxes.
And we're trying to explore all the possible implications as well. Some of you have lived in Bremen and paid taxes your entire life. We want to understand, what the impact would be for someone who's moving from New York and they're 65 and have never contributed to this community. Should they get the same exemption? We're having a lot of conversations about what would be fair for our citizens here, not just our current citizens, but future citizens. So I think we'll come up with a good plan for that.
I'm learning a lot, and we have some brilliant minds to work on this who can think out of the box.
Good thing we've got
we
some
don't-
good people beside
I'm
us.
telling you, besides me. And so we don't have to just copy everybody around us. We can come up with a better way. So you hope for that. Watch us, pray for us. And hopefully by this time next year, we'll have some answers and we'll be able to do something very meaningful.
Yes, ma'am. So a couple of things I'd like to say is, citizens, we hear you. We understand that an increase that some of you have seen in your assessments, your initial assessments, would have a significant impact on you. I can assure you that my 5 board members are very caring and very concerned about what that would mean for you. We only want to do what we need to do to fund our schools, and so be looking pretty soon for us to advertise a millage rate, and we invite you to come and have conversations with us about that. You're always welcome. We'll advertise those meetings. Hopefully within the next week we'll have those advertised for you, and we're excited to be participating in conversations about the impact of a possible tax exemption for our seniors. And the last thing I'd like to say is we have a SPLOST vote coming up, and it would be the continuation of an existing penny sales tax. Mayor, for us, as you know, we can only use that for capital improvements. We cannot offset operational costs. I can't pay any salaries with SPLOST. But what I can do is continue to pay our debt service. So we have two bonds, debt service, that are out there. One is for the gymnasium that was a Series 2015 bond. The 1 cent sales tax will allow us to continue to pay that off, which is due to be paid off in 2028. Also, the 2021 bond that you approved for us to sell to build the new high school and to do the renovations there, that penny sales tax, the continuation of it, not a new one, but the continuation of that in a vote in November would allow us to continue to pay our debt service, not just solely here by the citizens of Bremen, but also those who drive through and buy gasoline, buy food, purchase things at our stores. They help us pay that back. And so that's a significant help to the taxpayers here. And although we can't use SPLOST for operational costs, if we did not have our 1 cent sales tax, when an HVAC unit goes down or a bus needs to be replaced, instead of having to do that through property taxes, we can do it through a sales tax, and others help us do that. So it is invaluable to the operation of our schools, and it does help us maintain a lower millage rate. If we had to buy the buses and the HVAC equipment with property taxes, you would have a higher millage rate. So we've enjoyed a lower millage rate, lower than the state average, for many, many years, thanks in great part to that SPLOST, and we hope that you'll agree to continue that in November.
It's a great thing to do. I guess so many people think that if I'm mad at you about my taxes, then I can punish you by voting no for SPLOST. When the truth is, I'm punishing myself.
Right.
It's like I'm gonna drink poison and expect you to die. Because the money to pay the bills has got to come from somewhere.
That's right.
And whenever it can come from sales tax, it helps all of us. So the benefits of SPLOST and ELOST are for you. They're for all of us. It's money to pay for things that we wouldn't have from somewhere else. So I'm excited about the possibilities and what we're looking at and what the school board has done to answer your call to needing help. And so the city's trying to do the same thing. And one of the things that we both struggle to do is cut our budgets, because that's where a lot of times, you know, once we look for every nook and cranny where we can cut our spending, then we help these people. And so that's a part of the process as well. But as far as the city is concerned, you done?
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
As far as the city is concerned, we're going to be able to lower our city millage just a little bit from what it was last year, which will mean that you all of you property owners, most of you property owners, will be able to pay a little bit less in your city taxes than what you paid last year. We're trying really hard to help everywhere we can. We understand the problem. We understand the angst and the fear. We understand those of you who are struggling to pay for your medicine, to pay your mortgage, and we hear you. My heart hurts. And so we're doing all of that. I need for you to understand this though. Sometimes when you call me and say, what about my taxes? Where's my bill? Your tax bill is going to be really late. You may not get your tax bill until Thanksgiving, or it could be after that. And all of this is because the county is processing all of your appeals, and they have to go through all of this huge process in order to come up with a final tax digest. The tax digest is simply the sum of all of the assessments in the whole county. Then they transfer that information to the cities, the schools, so that we know what the tax digest, the whole sum of assessments is for the city of Bremen. Then and only then can we set a millage rate. And that is a percentage of a type that's compared to the amount of the assessment to the amount of the budget. That's all it is, you divide. And so that millage rate then is set. Once they finish though, the tax digest, they have to send it to the state. The state has to certify it, send it back. Once that happens, we have to get the bills, get the city's tax digest, set the millage or apply the millage. Then you have to have them printed, and then you have to have them mailed out. So I don't know when you're going to get your tax bill, but whenever you get it, you will have 60 days to pay it after you get your tax bill. So you may be looking at Valentine's Day. Could be, I don't know, I'm guessing, but it's gonna be a while. That's what I want you to understand. I don't want you running to the mailbox every day looking for your tax bill, because it ain't happening right now. So it's a very complicated process. We're in a very unique year.
We are.
And we're kind of having to figure out how to lace these shoes as we learn to walk in them. And so we are so grateful to be able to communicate with you in this way. We are here to answer your questions, but what we want you to know today is basically about 5 things. Number 1, the school board is cutting your millage rate.
Correct.
We're working diligently, all of us together, on senior exemptions.
Correct.
We need SPLOST in the ELOST.
We do. If we're going to maintain lower millage rates, we have to have it.
You have to have it. And for us, we want you to know that your city taxes will be a little bit lower than they were last year, most of you. We want you to know that your tax bills are going to be very late, and that after you get them, you're going to have 60 days to pay. We also want you to know we're here to answer questions.
Yeah, always.
And we're truly working for your benefit. And we want to hear from you. I guess one of the things I've learned through the years of being mayor is one of the best things I can do is listen to people who disagree with me, because I've learned a whole lot from doing that. So feel free to tell us what you're thinking. Give us your ideas. But we're here for you. We're working hard for you. And we want God to bless you, our community, our school system, and the United States of America. Thank you. We'll see you again soon.
Go Blue.